What's going on, music producers? It's Curtis King of CURTiQUE.com, and you're watching episode 5 of Critique My Beats. I am here with my wife, Dominique. Say hi to the people.
Hi, people.
Even if your name ain't people, your name is people today. Anyways, this is Critique My Beats. This is basically the show where producers send in their beats to be critiqued by my wife and I, and we basically listen to them, give you some constructive criticism. If the first one is fire, then we'll play a second one. If the first one is not fire, what happens?
Go to the next one.
We go to another producer. So that being said, we're going to randomly pick from the first page. Those of you that were, I guess, the last page, those of you that actually sent your beats first, we're going to listen to them, and we're going to randomly pick. Go ahead and randomly pick one. Go ahead. Cool. Bobby V. Zoo Productions. Bobby V. Zoo, you left us with 2 beats. The first one is Karma. The next one is Live Fast, Die Young. Let's listen to Karma. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm gonna start writing notes on my phone.
On the track.
Okay.
I like it. I hear like a down south rapper on it.
Down south rapper. So
like 2000s down south, like Paul Wall.
so that doesn't sound more recent. When I hear this, I hear sort of a vintage Rick Ross.
Oh yeah.
I can hear Rick Ross because some of the use of live instrumentation, the strings, the piano. That's what I was going to say, is that the things that I enjoyed the most out of this is that you could definitely tell that you took your time with these progressions. You took your time with the actual format of it. The only things that I am seeing that were standing out to me, I would have loved to see that piano run through a reverb. I would have loved to see it even be more cinematic. The bell, there's got to be a better way to duck that bell within the mix. Because right now the bell is sounding like it's from an entirely different beat and you just sampled and put it in there. It doesn't really fit in with the overall mix. The kick was a little bit raw. It was a little bit loose. I would tighten up that kick. I would give it more of a thump. The snare itself, I like the snare. The snare, I think that it's an overused trap snare, but I enjoyed it for this particular beat. I think that if you would have used a bass line that sounded more like an authentic bass line, because it sounds like a slap bass and it sounds good, but I think if you would have used a more authentic bass, we will be getting a different feel from it. But I enjoyed it to the point where I want to hear another one. What about you?
Mm-hmm.
Well, let's listen to Live Fast, Die Young. You ready?
Mm-hmm.
Easy on the track.
All right, so I would say this is probably from the same era of trap that you were thinking of too. What would you say first of all, my love?
Kind of sounded like the first one in a way. It sounded like old school. It didn't sound bad. It sounds good. I like the bass.
I like a few things about it. I like the fact that you're using original instrumentation. I like that it does sound you know, sort of in the lane of vintage MMG music. That's where I keep going back to. I love the dramatic nature of the beat. I like how it can help an artist tell a real story. And I think that that's important when somebody's listening to a beat and trying to figure out, what does this inspire? The strings are rough. The strings, I think, need to be ran through some more reverb, or maybe even use a higher quality string. The piano is even a bit raw too. And mind you, these are just personal suggestions. If this is your sound, please develop your sound and just make it as clean as possible for your own liking. The mix, to me, overall, is a bit muddy. And I think there's some special elements that we're missing when the bass comes in, because the bass is clouding that entire sound mix. The kick, go recheck your kick, solo the kick, and listen to the kick until it irritates your ears. There's a weird frequency on the tail end of that kick. If you listen to it again, it's almost like a bubble sound at the end. Dope work. I really wish you would have left your information. Bobby V Zoo Productions. Here's your name. If you watch this video, go leave a comment and let people get in touch with you. Dope work, man. So,
by the way, if I yawn, it's not because I'm bored.
because they went in on you, huh?
Yeah. It's because I'm almost 9 months pregnant and my energy at the end of the day is very low.
So leave my wife alone.
So
before I reach through these comments.
Leave my yawning alone.
Strangle your keyboard. She be really tired. So she's a trooper. She listening to y'all be. She don't produce. She ain't gotta even be here. But I'm so glad to have her a part of this. So I'm gonna randomly pick at this point.
We'll go back down.
What?
I wanna do Girl Next Door.
Where you see that?
2
at?
beats from Girl Next Door.
Okay. Sonya. Oh, we got a female producer.
You're
up
welcome,
in here.
girl.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Hey. Shout out to Sonya. I love your channel. I've been binge watching it for the last few months. So helpful to new producers and inspiring. Here's 2 of my most recent favorites. Good vibes. Okay, so you left me. See, it's always women that y'all always follow the directions, first of all, and then second of all, you also leave your social media information. Dudes, we gotta step it up. What's going on? We gotta step it up. Look at her, all professional and all that.
Is it called Spicy Nipples? I like
the name
her.
of the beat.
I like her.
Let's listen to Spicy Nipples first. This is on your SoundCloud. Let's go check it out. You ready, lady? Mm-hmm. Okay. Spicy Nipples. Girl Next Door, how you gonna leave us with a 35-second beat? How you gonna do that? How you gonna do that to us? You came out the gate all professional. How you gonna leave me with a 35-second beat? I can't give enough of a critique. Well, what you say initially from hearing this? Because I don't know. I mean, somebody may listen to this off of their first impression and be like, oh, it's an incomplete beat. This beat, what is this? But I hear this, and I've heard like Schoolboy Q and Ab-Soul rap over
like
something that's like this abstract, and it ends up being crazy towards the 1 minute mark.
A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky. That's what I was hearing. It's experimental enough to make me want to hear something else, but I'm sort of on the fence, because if this is another snippet, I'm gonna have to go to another one, because I don't want to give you the wrong. I don't think it's enough really to make a judgment off of.
Mm-hmm. Just do a couple longer ones.
Let's see. This is a snippet.
No, it's long.
Okay. So the first one, what I'll just say from what I hear, the mix overall sounds muddy on Spicy Nipples. It sounds muddy. That lead sound, it could be interesting. I think with the right drums, you could get somebody like a Denzel Curry that just spazzes over that and then makes that like a blog song, like songs that really belong on blogs or really belong on the internet and not necessarily on an album. Danny Brown, I could hear, or something like that. That would make a lot of sense on it. But
it was weird, but I like it. It was like a cool little weird alienish vibe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
That's why it's called Spicy Nipples.
Spicy Nipples. This is why when you name your beats crazy, like we'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Rock.
This one is alternative rock. Interesting. See, you got just enough going on right now, and that girl next door, to where it's like, I want to hear a little bit more. So let's play this second one, see what you're working on this one.
Girl next door.
Okay. I was writing down some notes right now as I listen to it. This is like the polar opposite, and this is definitely not alternative rock in my opinion.
It's not alternative rock.
Sometimes we get weird as producers and we name genres just because.
I like the waves in the back. It wasn't bad. Like for, I don't know how long she's been producing, but it sounds pretty good for how.
You know who I hear on it?
Who?
Little B. He probably would take the drums out and just rap over the strings. So.
What was that sound where it was like, where it was going up?
That,
Beer.
Oh, I believe those were string arrangements that you're hearing. It was the same one?
Yeah,
it was strings.
I liked how those sounded, but like towards the middle, everything just sounded very mushed together.
You looking at my notes? Because that's funny that you say that.
No,
because
you said that?
Same thing is that what I liked about it, I love string productions. I love beats with strings that are really dramatic. I love with that bass warped, because that bass or that chord warp that you had going on, whatever it's a bass or a pad, a deep pad, whatever that is, that progression, I think was really special, right? And it really evokes an emotion when you listen to something like that. When the actual 808 comes in, I think that I agree with my wife on this one, is that it gets really muddy when you're not mixing and giving, how can I put it? You're not putting sounds in their proper position, which is something I say about a lot of beats. When you don't put them in their proper place, everything is fighting for the same space. When I listen to the actual strings, I like it, but then some of the strings that are accompanying the main sounds, they're clashing with the main strings, and that becomes an issue when listening to it. It almost sounds like they're from two different VSTs or two different keyboards that you're playing. The kick and the snare are just not present enough. For a beat like this, where the strings are so powerful, you need to have it, even if you got to side chain these strings and have that kick come through even stronger, you got to bring that kick and that snare up. And that doesn't necessarily mean just turning them up. That means finding the space, the EQ space that they live at, and just jacking them up, and then having your limiter over your master and making sure that the sounds are just punching through so that we get all the sounds and they sound special in their own place. I'm not saying everything has to be turned up, not at all. I'm just saying that for somebody to really, really be feeling this beat, at least to use it, that kick and snare got to come through stronger. I would even do some effects to run those strings so that they're less harsh on the ears. You know, you got to understand, a lot of music nowadays is very ambient. There's a lot of things going on behind filters. But I'm glad that you sent these in. The first one, like I said, it was a bit experimental. I wasn't expecting that as a beat, but Sonia, the science kid on Instagram, she put LOL. Two of your recent favorites. Well, thank you for sharing your beats. So now let's go to another one. Don't y'all be making no Khaled jokes.
You do not look like him.
Humana. Fat Ninja.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I feel like Bowser when I laugh like that. Fat Ninja. Curtis, I dig your channel and dig the content. You are an inspiration. I appreciate the listen and critique. First beat has a softer feel. The second beat has a dark trap feel. I don't know why I read it like that. You put your information. Great job. Let's go to the first beat is called Camellia. He said that one is the softer one, I believe. So let's listen to that.
Soft like R&B.
Okay. It was getting interesting right there. What do you think, my love?
I hear a female on it. I don't know who.
Yeah, I don't get an
'Cause,
artist
like-
immediately either.
Remember MB Riders?
You said MB Riders. Oh my God, that's throwback. I was gonna say Macklemore. I feel like I pawned every beat.
No.
I pawned every dramatic beat on Macklemore. I'm sorry, Mac.
But like around 35 to like 43 seconds, it started sounding like mush like the last, like, no, there was something in the background. Watch.
It was a synthesizer because that was out of key.
I don't know what that is, but yeah.
So a synthesizer is, think of like one of the more buzzier sounds. It's like a more buzzier sound, but that was out of key. I love synthesizer driven beats. It's the Kanye West fan inside of me. So I love synth driven beats, and I'm always more lenient to listening to those type of beats because I just love the synthesizer sound. I love the drum rhythm that you use within this. I think that the placement of the kicks was very interesting. However, that chord progression was a bit underwhelming. It was a bit simplistic and a bit predictable. The pads I felt were a bit overpowering once they came in with that main instrument that you had with that piano going. The snare I think could have been in a deeper tone. I think that would have gave it its own unique space and its own place to really shine where it's at. I enjoyed it, but I think I want to go to another producer before we end this episode on out. I enjoyed it, but it wasn't enough for me to be like, yo, we got to hear something else. But here's his information. Fat Ninja. That is a hilarious name. Your Twitter handle's Fat Ninja. Instagram official_Fat Ninja.
Or go down. I don't think
I know. Hold on. I know him. Zilla Storm.
Take him.
Let's get it. Zilla Storm. Okay. Hey there, Curtis. I hope you enjoy these. Oh, that was sweet of you. So the first one is called, by Zilla Storm, is called Hero Damu. Is that some gangbanging stuff? I'm just playing. I'm pretty sure it's not. I'm pretty sure it's like, I don't know. I don't want to say that. Anyways, yeah. Hirodamu, I think it's called. So let's go to the SoundCloud link and check this out. Ready?
What's your We're not
Why you
listening to
laughing?
another one.
Zilla Storm, I feel like I've seen your name many a times in the comments. I love you, brother. Let me just tell you that first of all. I appreciate you. First of all, sending me a beat that sounds very different. That's constructive. It's very different from anything else that we've ever had submitted here.
It sounded like the music they do around like a bonfire. I don't know what that is, and I don't want to say anything racist. So
That's where I stopped when I started
leave it
saying the
right
name. That's where I left it
there.
alone too. I was like, you know what? Let me not, because I'm not fitting nobody. But yeah, the flute. At first, I was like, yo, he's about to do this like little drum loop, and then the flute's gonna come in. I mean, the drums are gonna come in. It's gonna be like super trapped out. I was expecting. That's what I was thinking it was going, and then it was just that stale kick, stale snare, and I think that this is a struggle to push to somebody to rap over unless it's something that is culturally based, and it's something that an artist from that particular culture says, oh yeah, this is a particular sound. I don't know what you would necessarily categorize this as. You have it under electronic. I've listened to a lot of electronic music and never heard anything like that. And I don't know if that's necessarily a good thing. I'm not a big fan of this beat.
It wasn't a bad beat. It just caught us off guard. It's
super off guard.
Different, like you said.
Yeah, we're just going to leave it at that. But thank you for submitting your beat, Zilla Storm. For those that want to connect with Zilla Storm and get some more of this experimental music that he puts together, go to youtube.com/C/ZILLASTORM official. His Twitter is twitter.com/Zilla Storm. Well, thank you for those of you that submitted this particular episode. Once again, we are going to 2 episodes a week, so be on the lookout on Tuesdays, and on Thursdays.
Can you plug our channel in?
Oh, you want to plug our channel? So for those of you that enjoy my wife and I's interaction, she has talked me into putting together a channel for both of us in a relationship. So for those of you that are in a relationship, for those of you that think we're funny, or you like our interactions, you want to see me mess her face up with some makeup in a bad way,
because he did it.
Because I did it. Then you should definitely subscribe to our channel. I have that information in the description. We're just getting started. We don't even have the video up quite yet, but we just getting started. But that's that little plug. But anyways, thank you for submitting your beats. For those producers that want to have their beats critique in another episode, please send your beats, 2 beats, to this email down below. Boom. Send it to that email and we will critique those at random. I still got to put together this link for those of you that want sort of the VIP treatment and want to get your beats guaranteed in a slot for future episodes. Y'all enjoy this and I enjoy y'all enjoying this, so I appreciate your patience with it. Once again, this is CURTiQUE, my beats. Oh. I'm Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com. This is Dominique. Peace. Please subscribe to the channel below, Curtis King of CurtisKingBeats.com.